Well, hi, all my friends out there. I just got back from the doctor, so got a good, clean bill of health. Little white coat syndrome. I scared myself. Oh, I thought that was so funny. Anyway, okay. We are on chapter 23, and I wanted to do this for you today. And do please pray before you listen to God's word. Listen for his voice talking to you. And yeah. And, okay, so David professes his faith in God's promises. This is going to be good. And a catalog of his mighty men. So he just made this beautiful Thanksgiving psalm of thanksgiving to the Lord. Okay, so now these be the last words of David. David, the son of Jesse, said, "And the man who was raised up on high, the anointed of God of Jacob, and the sweet psalmist of Israel said, the Spirit of the Lord spake by me, and his word was in my tongue." So it's really God speaking through him. So this, yeah, okay. The God of Israel said, "The rock of Israel spoke to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of God." And so who's the rock? The rock is Jesus, really. You know, Peter was a stone to the foundation of which Jesus built his church. But really, Jesus is the rock. God's the rock, okay, of Israel. "And he shall be as the light of the morning when the sun riseth, even a morning without clouds, as the tender grass springing out of the earth by the clear shining after rain. Although my house be not so with God, yet he hath made me an everlasting covenant, according to all things and sure. For this is all my salvation and all my desire, although he made it not to grow. But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands. But the man that shall touch them must be fenced with iron and the staff of a spear, and they shall be utterly burned with fire in the same place." These be the names of the mighty men whom David had. The Tachmonite that sat in a seat chief among the captains, the same was Elino the Eznite. He lifted up his spear against 800, whom he slew at one time. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, and the Ahohite, one of the three mighty men with David, when they did file the Philistines that were there gathered together to battle the men of Israel, were gone away. He arose and smote the Philistines until his hand was weary, and his hand clave unto the sword, and the Lord wrought a great victory that day, and the people returned after him only to spoil. And after him was Shemath, the son of Agi, the Hathorite, and the Philistines were gathered together into a troop, where there was a piece of ground full of lentils, and the people fled from the Philistines. But he stood in the midst of the ground and defended it, and slew the Philistines, and the Lord wrought a great victory. And the 30 chief went down and came to David in the harvest time unto the cave of Adullam, and the troop of the Philistines pitched in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in a hold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that one would give me drink of the water of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 mighty men brake through the host of the Philistines, drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. Nevertheless, he would not drink thereof, but poured it unto the Lord. And he said, Be it far from me, O Lord, that I should do this. Is not this the blood of men that went in jeopardy of their lives? Therefore he would not drink it. These things he did, these 3 mighty men. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, the son of Zeruiah, and chief among 3, and he lifted up his spear again against 300, and slew them, and had the name among 3. Was he not most honorable of 3? Therefore he was their captain. Howbeit he attained not unto the first 3. And Bethaniah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Cabelzeel, who had done many acts, he slew 2 lion-like men of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of the pit in a great time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a godly man, and the Egyptian had a spear in his hand. But he went down to him with a staff and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and slew him with his own spear. These things did Bethaniah, the son of Jehoiada, and had the name among 3 mighty men. He was more honorable than the 30, but he attained not unto the first 3. And David set him over his guard. Asahel, the brother of Joab, was one of the 30. Elkanah, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem. Shammah, the Hadarite. Elkahah, the Hadarite. Helzel, the Phalite. Ira, the son of Ishkesh, the Tekonite. Abizer, the Anethothite. Milbon, the Hushathite. Zelman, the Ahadite. Milzerai, the Nepholathite. There's a lot of ites here, guys. Anyway, it goes on. He just names all of them, okay? Down to 38. Uriah the Hittite, the 37 in all, okay? So he just names them all. And so, chapter 24, David numbers the people, he having 3 plagues propounded by God, repents and chooses 3 days of penitence, his intercession to God, the plague ceases. So again, the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, Go number Israel and Judah. For the king said to Joab, the captain of the host, which was with him, Go now through all the tribe of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye people, that I may know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, Now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many whosoever be 100-fold, and the eyes of my lord the king may see it. But why doth my lord the king delight in this thing? Notwithstanding, the king would prevail against Joab and against the captain host, and Joab, the captains of the host, went out from the presence of the king to the number of the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched into Aroer on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, towards Jazer. And then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tahtim Hadshai, and they came to Dan and Dan Jaan and about to Zidon. And they came to the stronghold of Tyre and to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites, and they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king that were in Israel, 800,000 valiant men, and that drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have what I have done. And now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. And when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go and say to David, Thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things. Choose 3 of them, that I may do it unto thee. And Gad came to David and told him, and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come into thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days' pestilence in thy land? Now advise, see and answer, and I will return to him that sent me. And David said to Gad, I am in great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hand of man. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning until the time appointed, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, It is enough, stay now thy hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Araunah of Jebusite. And David spoke unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, I have done wickedly. But those sheep what have they done? Let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me, against my father's house. And Gad came that day to David, and said unto him, Go up, rear up an altar unto the Lord, in the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. And David, according to the saying of Gad, went up to the Lord as he commanded. And Araunah looked and saw the king and his servants coming toward him. And Araunah went out and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. And Araunah said, Wherefore is my lord the king come to the servant? And David said, To buy the threshing floor of thee, to build an altar unto the Lord, that the plague may be stayed from the people. And Araunah said unto David, Let my lord the king take the offer up to what seemeth good to him. Behold, there be even oxen for burnt sacrifice, the threshing instruments and other instruments of the oxen for wood. And these things Araunah, as the king, gave unto the king. Araunah said unto the king, The Lord thy God accept thee. And the king said unto Araunah, Nay, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offering unto my lord, of which thou dost cost me nothing. So David brought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. David built there an altar unto the Lord, and offered burnt offering, a peace offering. So the Lord was entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed from Israel. And that is the end of 2 Samuel, and now we are going into the first book of the Kings, and we'll be hearing more about King David, and I'm sure the Psalms as well. You'll hear all the Psalms that he did. All right, I hope you have an excellent weekend, and I so enjoy your comments. Please keep them coming, and do thumbs up, like, and share, and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.